what else do? Hello, how are we doing? So this is my setup just now for my first ever eejits live stream. It's a bit precarious at the moment. I've got a webcam stuck to a lamp sitting over my shoulder, so hope this works. It is mirrored, as you can see by the logo here. I don't know how to change that. If anybody has any tips, then please let me know. Hi Paul, how are we doing? Paul, thanks for being here. I think I'll just start to doodle and see what happens. So I'm using the program Affinity Designer on my iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil. And this allows me to work in raster and vector personas in the program. So the raster persona allows me to do sketching, which I'm going to do just now. And then I finish off my characters in vector, and that's where I apply the black lines and the color shapes. The beauty of using Affinity Designer is it allows me to paint inside the shapes as well, which is what I use, or how I create my highlights and shadows and finish off the characters and have textures and things like that. So I will get cracking on. If I can select the right brush. And down the side here are all the different brushes. What I normally use, as you see, you can change it to all different types. What I normally use is this one here, which is mechanical pencil HB, and I usually sketch in red. Can everybody see that? Yeah. Okay. The beauty of a sketch on the iPad, unlike paper and pencil, is I get to undo my mistakes. I don't know. I've never used Procreate, Paul. I don't think so. I think it's purely a painting program. I could be wrong, but never used it. So, right, this is me trying to sketch with a lamp sitting on my shoulder, and we'll see how we get on. I take it everybody can hear me okay, yeah? So normally what happens is I just fiddle about with different shapes and see what comes out. Especially sometimes when I have an idea, I don't have to, but in this case we'll see what happens. My idea tonight is to continue on with the theme of Mare May and do something fish based maybe. For those who don't know, Mare May is a hashtag for artists to create various mermaids and mermen and things like that during the month of May and share it on their Instagram or Twitter or whatever, social media. And this stage is usually very messy. Just trying to get the shapes right and see what happens. What's happening in your part of the world, Paul? And the other beautiful thing about working in digital is I can fiddle about with the size of things. I can do that on a bit of paper. Just had roast chicken dinner and watching Lee Mac. Nothing better than roast chicken dinner on Sunday. Now, for some reason, it's better. My razor tool wasn't working, so I'm going to get rid of that. Today I have been mainly trying to strip varnish off my office. This is the office I'm sitting in right now. It's starting to go grey, so in my wisdom I tried to treat it a couple of months ago with some decking stuff. Didn't really work out, made it minging. So I had to strip it all off. I've still got a bit to do yet before I restain it. Now, when I'm normally doing the eejits, the eejit eyes are usually like 2 eggs joined together, like that. And that's become the sort of the trademark of my creatures, I think. But sometimes, undo. Sometimes I separate the eyes. That one probably suits. That one probably suits a fish carnabear, I think. But I use red. I don't know. When I used to sketch in my sketchbook, I had a mechanical pencil with red lead in it, and I know other artists use blue because the ink traditionally, and the blue doesn't pick up in the scanner. But because I don't ink, I can't use a pencil, or can't use a pen, sorry. I've always done it in red. So hopefully tonight I can get it sketched, and if it's good enough, it might become the digital print on exclusive for Patreon baggers, because only the best will do for them. Now, what am I doing with these fins? Or do I put a fin on his head? A bit bite in it. Looks more like a horn. Try again. Or maybe we could put horns on. This is the fun of creating creatures. You can just knock about and add things and take things away, and See what works, what doesn't work. And you can see by my sporadic sketching that half the stuff I make up as I go along. No, this is not a sketch from a thumbnail or a design I've done before. Like I said, I'm pretty much making this up as I go. I tend to think sometimes the best eejits I draw appear on the page. I just have to find them sometimes. I have a bad habit of getting lost in the details before I've even finished the construction. Never mind. Right, I need to do something with his arms. Afternoon or evening, Alex. How are we? Young Alex. Used to work with him in Dunray. Oh, shouldn't have mentioned that. Not too sure about that. Delete, delete, delete. Yeah, sometimes it's just a case of doodling and seeing what happens. And sometimes you get a happy little mistake that makes all the difference in a drawing. Right, so if you're doing very well, Alex. Not bad at all. What have you been up to today? Weather's been pretty rubbish up here. I think this is working out all right. Maybe make these more like feet. Standing on his fins. I'll start them again. Oops. Oops. Funnily enough, I was painting my shed too, or getting ready to paint my shed, so to say. That's what the wife's got planned it for me for a bank holiday. Right, let's do these fins a bit better. See, there's my wife now. He's a slippery kind of guy you're drawing there, George. Yes. Am I coming across okay? Let's move into the middle of the page a bit. I think he's done. Or do I need to add more? It's very hard to chat and concentrate on what I'm doing. The only thing about working on an iPad is sometimes when I set my hand on the screen, it jumps about a bit. It's annoying, but then sometimes it forgets the layer I'm working on. Yeah. Maybe if we make hair out of seaweed or something. Nice shout, Alex. Nope. Try that again. What's that look? Kind of following the shape I put in before, but sometimes there's bits you don't like that. Get rid. No, I've got a Cintiq connected to my computer, and I know a lot of artists use gloves. I've never tried it with the iPad. And then I can't sketch very well on the Cintiq for some reason. I find the iPad a lot better to draw on. Some holes in it there. And we'll see what that looks like. Give me that. Oops. Hey, looks not bad, eh? Quite like them. Gotta put some teeth on it. Maybe putting teeth on it, maybe make them look more like a dinosaur, I don't know. He does indeed look like a dapper chapper. Right, I think that'll do for the sketch. Now what happens next is I make a new layer, and it's a vector layer, and I switch modes on the program, and then I will reduce the opacity so it's down, it's pretty faint, just about to see that. A wee bit. This is what people would call inking. Now, with that, it's black, and not sure you guys can see. I'll move that down a bit. Up here is my settings for my brush. So what I normally do when I'm inking is 3-point ink, a 3-point thick line for majority of the outside of the character, and then maybe a 2-point line for maybe things like the afro, the mouth, and teeth and eyes and things like that. But down here there's a what we call a pressure curve. As you can see, it goes around here. Now if it's flat line straight across, the line that I draw, I'll just show you here. Oops. The line that I draw will have the same uniform thickness all the way along. And if I change the end points down to here and here, so I've got a pressure curve that looks like this, and as you can see, the line tapers from 0 to 3-point thick, back to 0 again. And I can fiddle around with this pressure, put in additional points. Oops, helps with a slight line I drew. I can thicken up the ends, as you can see, take them right back. So I spend a lot of time drawing lines and changing the pressure of each line as I go. So you'll see me flipping back and forth to this corner the whole time, and that's what I'm doing. Right, delete, first delete in there. Right. So I've got a 3-point line up here, you'll be able to see that. Black is my line color, and I'll set that. Now, this is where I go and start checking on the right layer. And this is where I go and start adding lines. So basically, I draw a point in the middle, and a point at the end. And these points are known as nodes for people not familiar with vector illustration. And once the nodes are in, I can fiddle about and stretch a line. It's all based on math, seemingly. What it means is that I can then go ahead and, when the character is finished in vector, go ahead and make it as big or as small as I want without any loss of quality. And if I was to draw an ink traditionally in raster, then that's done in pixels, and I wouldn't be able to explode that or make it any bigger without losing the print quality. So it's one of the advantages of working in vector, for those who don't know. What it does do is make it a little bit time consuming for inking. And the good thing is with Affinity Designer, is I put 2 points in, but you don't have to fiddle about with the endpoints for control. You can also grab the line like a rubber band and make it fit your sketch. These nodes still have control points that you can use, you can modify. And if I drop a point and it'll just land there, but if I hold the pen down and stretch it out, it gives me control straight away. So a lot of times there's a lot of fiddling to get the lines just to look exactly as I want them. But I think the end result's definitely worth it. I should have some music playing or something. Stick a rubber ring on it. Oh yeah. That might do it. Let's see how we go. Oops. Another great thing about working in Infinity Designer, you'll hear me banging on about Infinity Designer most of the night, is I've just drawn that line through that eyebrow bump and that cheek. Instead of doing it in 3 separate lines, I can draw it in one line, and it maintains its pressure all the way through. And then I can take the eraser tool and rub out the bits I don't want. But what is actually happening, the program isn't actually deleting the line, it's just placing a mask over the bit you don't want to see. So you can see up here, these squares here are masks that have been applied to the line. Now I can switch them off and the line comes back to what it was. Has anybody got any questions or? Here. I suppose the person that was traditionally inking something like this would be way ahead speed-wise. Probably have the whole thing inked by now. I'll maybe take the line weight down on that one a bit. Here too. I did try to get a multi-camera set up on this so you could see my lovely face, but that didn't work. But maybe just as well. Yeah, I think I used to work in Paint Shop Pro when I had a PC, and I dabbled with Adobe Illustrator and just found it as frustrating. It couldn't work with it at all. And then I think it was 4 years ago, the beta for Affinity Designer came out from Serif, the guys that make it. And so I gave that a bash and found it a lot easier. A lot easier to work than Illustrator. And plus, I used to do vector lines in Paint Shop Pro, but didn't have the pressure control. So all the lines, if you ever see some of my eejits from the archive, all my lines will be blunt ends, they'll be all the same thickness. And I've always wanted this nice tapered line effect. And Affinity had that straight away out of the box, so it was a winner for me. The Egypt belly button. I've done a few kids classes, going to their schools and that, and show them how to draw. And I've always told them that the Egypt's belly button is number 6, either forwards or backwards. This one's backwards. Can I play music on YouTube live streams when I get kicked off? Now, do you think I should go with the teeth? Yeah, I think I will. Do you still use Illustrator, Paul? Yeah, right, okay. I'll not chance playing music then. You just have to listen to me draw on. Hope this is alright. This would mean that, like I say, it's the first time I've done a couple of Instagram lives way back. This is the first time I've done it with the webcam sitting on my shoulder and on YouTube. He's looking not bad. Funny thing is, I had no idea what I was going to draw tonight, and look what's arrived. Right, Gory boy, what's happening? I take it as you bar mitts 6, eh? This is the dude we're drawing, or I'm drawing, should I say. I think he'll probably be a Patreon exclusive character. I think he's earned his status there. How's your bears tonight, Gory? On their scratchers, eh? Oops. Don't like that lines, they're too thick. The lighthouse guy's turned out. You need to go and sort them out yourself, Gory. In fact, let's make them slightly more googly-eyed. Or does that work? I'll leave it just now. We'll change it maybe later. Can't mind if I was good cop or bad cop in our house when our kids were growing up. Definitely think Mrs. Mackay was the one who they listened to, though. Who's good cop, Tracy, me or you? Take a water break. No beer for me tonight. Had a virtual stag do last night over was it Facebook Messenger. Thought it was going to be a disaster. It turned out to be quite a good crack, actually. Understated or overstated. Kevin Tate and Rona. Can't remember her last name. What's Rona's last name, Tracy? Dang it. See, that's what happens sometimes with the iPad. It sometimes automatically undoes with palm touches, but luckily we've got redo. And here I am filling with the pressure again, constantly. And then I have tails of the line crossing over that I can't get rid of. So again, using the razor tool, I just rub that bit out. Mow it, that's it. I'm going to mow it. There's supposed to be an Inverness this weekend for Kevin Stag. Of course, that hasn't happened. So a few beers were had last night. Was that a self-imposed Facebook ban, or is that the wife? Yeah, Rihanna's birthday was good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think she did in two other circumstances. Made a nice wee video. Got all her mates to send me video clips wishing her a happy 16th birthday, and put them all together. And I think she was delighted with it. Family and friends. There were some Bramara videos in there. I don't like that line. That's the other joy working in Vector, to get the fiddle, and probably too much actually. Fiddle with shapes and lines and adjust things to my heart's content. Looking alright. Oh, Ali Nicholas was that was a cracker. In fact, that was the first video I put on. Hi. Yeah, you need to ask Sean Shearer next time you see him, Gordy, about his dancing skills. Oh, he can move all right. There goes his headgear, his seaweed afro. Put some holes in it. Make it a bit more seaweedy. What does that look? Maybe a few more yet. The other good thing about working in vector is I can draw shapes and add them together. So I get this to select it, then add two become one, as Spice Girls would say. Then I can fiddle about with those. What's the time anyway? Over time. So that's coming up for an hour. So see if I can get the rest of this inked and maybe start the colours. We'll see how we get on. Can't believe it's an hour already. Yeah, didn't mean to slip with a Spice Girls reference. Should be short. How are we looking? Let's see, get in the camera a bit. Yeah, not bad. Quite happy with this chap. Right, his fin legs. There's something wrong with his pose though. I put his leg in the front. See how we get on. Have you watched Bloodshot yet? No. Any good? I'll tell you, not the last film we watched, but a decent film we watched on Netflix was Chris Hemsworth's latest one, Extraction, I think it was called. That's a good movie. I really enjoyed that one. You seen that one, Gordon? Right, we'll move this fin forward a bit. Back, maybe. Would you buy it on Blu-ray or digital? Yeah, we watched. What was that one called? It was a weird one about a nanny in a house. What was that one called again, Tracy? On Apple TV? That was a good watch. I find with the Apple TV, there's not much content. And thankfully, I'm not paying for it. Whoa, what's going on here? That ain't right. Undo, undo, undo. I wonder when we're going to get back to the cinema. So we'll get back to watching some more movies. Takes me a long time. I'm entirely happy with that. Don't know how to fix it. The High Life. What's that on, Paul? I have a feeling I should know what that is. Nope, that doesn't work either. Urgh. I hate this when this happens. Right. Come on. Let's put the crease in there. Right, I want to do, in fact, what we'll do, let's go back to sketching. solve this problem. Right, on the pixel layer or raster layer. Comedy from years back, Alan Cummings, Air Scotia. No, doesn't ring a bell to me. In fact, what I'll do is get rid of that. No. Add another pixel layer, draw something different. Does that work? Yeah, I think so. Right. Back to the vectors. Black to I'm going to say that. Maybe it's just a bit here. Oops. That's bigger. Is it? Yeah, I've cracked it. Right, let's switch off the pixels. Is that in focus? Can you guys see that? Eh? Right, anyway, I think that's the inking done. Now what I normally do is put another vector layer underneath the inks and I start blocking in the colours. This isn't a very exciting process, but never mind. Right, we will choose a colour now. I end up picking something and eventually usually changing it. But what we'll do, we'll go for this. I'll go for a slightly greyed out pink. See how we go from there. Now basically there's no way for me to simply just paint in or block in the colours. Because I'm using vector, I have to draw a shape underneath the lines. So what I'll do is I'll end up drawing a shape to follow the lines of the outline here. And then there'll be another shape for the eyes, another shape for his seaweed afro, individual shapes for each of the teeth, tongue, and the back of the mouth. And then this arm will be a different shape, different vector shape as well. And then on each shape, I can then paint textures, highlights, and shadows. So it gives me a little bit of control over what I can do. So we'll just plonk down this colour to start with. And like I say, this isn't a very exciting process, but this is what happens. So I basically go around going dot, 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 dot. Following the outline. This is the worst part of it. But once it's done, it's easy to then go ahead and edit. You can see us creating a shape there. Tap, tap, tappity tap. For those who are Patreon backers, you probably already know this, but I'm working on eejits book of characters, basically taking all the exclusive Patreon characters and some old ones, some of my favourite characters, and putting them into a collection book. And each character will come with a rhyme describing their behaviours or characteristics or something. And I'm trying to keep it sort of quite cheeky and hopefully funny. It's actually been quite a lot of fun to work on. Does this software come with an annual subscription? No, it does not. It's another good thing about the Adobe suite of Illustrator and Photoshop and that. I can't remember how much they are, but it's a ridiculous amount of money you've got to pay per month just to use their software. This was a one-off purchase of, I think at the time, 39 quid, 40 quid. So it's well worth it, and free updates for at least 2 years, or up until version 2. You're up version 1.8. I suspect when we go to version 2, you'll probably have to pay again, but we'll see. And you can see that this eye bulge, we'll call it. I've just created a shape over the two things going over the eye. But then when I do the eye will lie on top of the shape. So you'll see that. Right, I'll do the eyes next then. I think I'll make them slightly yellower than normal. That's a bit dull. Oops. Tap, 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 tap. There we go, we're taking shape now though. Oh, one thing I always do is put a shadow circle underneath character to make him grounded in space. I think that was a tip I got from Stephen Silver. I went off to do a character design course in Glasgow. Stephen Silver's a character designer, illustrator, animator in California. He's worked for Disney and a whole pile of other people, and he was doing a European tour of workshops. So I took the opportunity to get out of Caithness and go down to Glasgow for a 2-day workshop on character design, and it was brilliant. Can't remember how many years ago it was now. It was well worth it. So I draw a grey ellipse circle thing. Why is that not working? And then turn the opacity down to 50%. That grounds them on the page. Yeah, it's opened up a lot of competition for other companies to come in and offer other alternatives to subscription. Definitely, I wouldn't like to be held to a subscription by a company that could take that away from you. Right, 2 seconds, I'm just trying to find the colour for his tongue. Oops, wrong layer. It's a bit bright. I'll turn it down. It's taking shape. Right, and oops, woo! Thank God for undo. So what I'll do is I'll pick that colour up again and then make it a bit darker for the back of the mouth. It's almost brown now. Can you see any difference in that? What was the inspiration for this design? I originally sat down thinking that because there's a artist's, I want to say challenge, but a hashtag on Instagram for Mayor May, where a lot of artists are drawing mermaids and mermen and things from the sea, that was going to be my inspiration for this creature. But when I started doodling, I hadn't got a clue how it was going to turn out. So I just kept doodling sort of fish shapes until we ended up with this guy. And thanks to your suggestion of the afro and added his seaweed head, I think he looks a lot better. Right, so I'll do white teeth. Now I could do an individual shape for each one of the teeth, but what I'll do is I'll just continue going underneath the black lines and doing one set or one vector shape for all the teeth. Bosh, job done. So for his afro head, I think I'll make it so off green maybe. See how it looks. Again, everything I do here I can change. It's the joys of working digitally. This one's going to be a long one. Tap, tap, tap. So I think everybody here that's on the chat who's watching this live are Patreon backers. Is that right? How are you enjoying the Patreon experience? Is there anything you'd want to see more of, less of? I'm always open for suggestions. Any favourite tunes you listen to while tapping? I have a mixture of stuff from Mongolian heavy metal to Frank Sinatra to Pearl Jam, but I don't want to fall foul of YouTube and copyright, so I didn't want to get kicked off, so fortunately you're just going to have to listen to me tap, tap, tapping away. Oops, too fast. Too fast. Together. Yeah, sometimes I listen to podcasts. The Comic Lab podcast is a particular favourite of mine. Two guys in America who've been doing webcomics since back in the early days of the internet. Back in 1999, I think some of them started. And they've got some great tips on not only drawing and creating comic strips, but just creating a business with your art and working in Patreon and things like that. So, and plus they're funny as hell. That's a Comic Lab podcast. One guy's got a very annoying laugh. My wife hates. Right, is that picture fuzzy or is it just me? Make it then tell everybody it's Dan Berry. Is that a UK based podcast or American, Paul? Gordy on the Mule. Yeah, Gordy, you've been a long time supporter and it's very gratefully received. I'll have to look that one up. Make it then tell everybody. Right. What I'll do now is I'll make his fins a different colour. And a good thing again about working in vectors is I can draw inside shapes now. So now I've got this body shape. I can actually just, I'll show what you mean. I'll show what it means. Sorry. Oops. I can actually just try and draw a shape all the way around it. And then drag that shape inside the body shape. And then it becomes part of the body. Obviously I'll do it a little bit better. Oops. A bit of curve. Boink. Let's maybe make it colour a bit more. Let's hope I make it. Something like that. Yeah, I'm sure Tracy was delighted to be singing Mongolian death metal. She hates listening to that. You should check out the Who. H-U. Not the Who. Who. I'll use other two shapes together. Oh, notice I've got a straggly line here, so click on him. Don't. There we go. Yeah, it's better. And because of me, this is an individual shape. I don't know. I can now change its color. I'll try to. And I'll draw a new shape for this one. Oops. In there. Right, now I've done that. I don't think that pink's working very well. Is that better? Oops. Oh, it's completely washed out the picture now. Well done. I think that looks better than the pink. What do you think? Not entirely sure now. Nah, can't get it back. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's change it back. And then maybe put more blue in the fins. Got no. Look at that. What do we think of that? It does look like a t-shirt tan, doesn't it? Right, eyeballs. Because I've drawn these as circles, I can just plonk the colour in. I think that's just make that pink. Yeah, looking pretty cool now. Right, for the eyes, what I normally do is I add a gradient. So it's a radius. And I make that as close to white as possible. You see that? And then I add a drop shadow. Don't know why, just always have. What I normally do when I'm shading is that I think of a light source coming from a certain direction. It's usually the direction the character's facing, so the light will probably come from that direction. So the eye then has a drop shadow. So the light's coming from here. The eye has a drop shadow in the back here. And then I keep that in mind then when I'm doing all the shading for the rest of the character. So now I've set that eyeball up, just select it, copy, move it to the next one, and paste the style. And it gets the gradient and the drop shadow put on it automatically. Right, how are we doing for time? Crikey, isn't it 10 o'clock? Right, I'll put cutouts in here. I think we might finish it there. I'll see how we get on. Now, have I got to duplicate these? Yeah, I think so. Right, so I've selected all the cutouts in his seaweed afro. Then I select the color block for his afro. And then I take the two things away from each other, and hopefully this works. No, it doesn't. Why is it doesn't work? Because they're not on the same layer. Doink, doink. And there we go. No, cut out. So that shape now has, you can see all these dots, all the bits cut out where the holes should go. And there we have it. One eejit nearly finished. Let's just add some texture, some lines now, shading and highlighting. We'll see how it finishes all up. Are you making the circles on the afro a different shade of green? No, they're cutouts now, so. But what I'll probably do is when I start painting textures and highlights in it, I might add a gradient, a different colour, and I might add a few spots of different colours too. So I think I will call it night in about 5 minutes. So if anybody's got any questions or anything they want to chat about. So what do you think of the first live stream on YouTube? How do you think I can make it any better? Or was it to perfection itself? Thanks, Gordy, that means a lot. Bit nerve-wracking to start with, but how long does the process normally take? This has actually been quite quick, quite a quick sketch, and got to this stage quite quickly. So that's an hour, say an hour and a half to get to this stage. So I'll probably spend another 2 hours, finish it up. Just getting all the details added in, all the textures and highlights and shadows. That's where I probably spend most of the time. And the creature really sort of pops off the page and comes alive. But yeah, I'm delighted with this guy, considering I had no idea what I was doing when I started. And I think next time I'll definitely work at something about get some background music or something. Yeah, I tried to set up a dual camera at the start, but I haven't worked that one out yet because I've still got the camera on my Mac here that I could use to show my lovely face to all you wonderful people. Cheers, Paul. Glad you liked it. I'm sorry about the screw-off angle, and I don't know if the quality of the picture's been okay, but thanks, Alex. Much appreciated. Well, it's certainly to go and try Infinity out, Paul. I believe there's a free trial. I could be wrong, but if you just search for Affinity Designer, you'll get taken to the Serif website, and they've got there's Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, and Affinity Publisher, which is basically Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign replacements. Really, I've got Designer and Photo. I haven't bought Publisher. All my books, like I make loads of them. The book that I'm working on, I'm just doing individual pages in Affinity Designer, and I don't think I really need Publisher at the moment. The photo app is really good, actually. It's quite good for photo touch-ups. You can easily remove objects from photos, and there's loads of things, but it's not my forte, but I still have it to the occasional photo editing that I have to do. Yeah, I got a lovely new webcam from my employer for doing video chats, so I've decided to use it for this as well. It's actually at the moment blue tacked to a lamp, so glad to see that the quality's been okay. Yeah, I thought it'd be better to share the iPad and you can see me actually drawing. No point just showing the screen because you don't see what's going on, and I don't think I know how to do that anyway, so. And if that is it, I'm hanging up the pencil, and I will finish this guy off another day. And I think he will probably be a Patreon exclusive character. I'll get him done as a digital print for next month. Cheers, dude. I was at 10 supporters, but I lost one yesterday, so I'm back to down to 9. But that person's only taking a break because they've had a massive bill come in. So they want to take a break for a month or two, and hopefully they'll come back. Yeah, I was absolutely delighted to get to 10. I mean, there's loads of people doing Patreon that are doing gangbuster numbers, but I'm quite happy where I'm going, and it's good to see it continually growing. So don't worry about it. I'm sure I'll get to 10 and hopefully get to 25 one day. That's the main goal. And it's not even about gaining the monetary value from it. It's more just trying to build a community of people that enjoy character design and the stuff that I do. And hopefully I can continue to build up on that. Good night, Alex. We'll see you later. Thank you very much for joining me on my first ever live stream. Hopefully the next one will be a lot better, and onwards and upwards from here. And you can probably tell by I'm never on the radio. Because I think I'm very monotone. Whoops. Inadvertent crotch shock there. Right, guys. Thank you very much. And I'll let you know when the next one's happening. Thank you for joining in. See you later.